Well, let's get an update now on today's protests.
We're joined on the line by SASCO Deputy President Luyanda Tenge. Luyanda, good morning. The protests, from what we understand overnight, will continue today.
Good morning. Good morning to all the listeners and viewers. Yes, the protests are continuing. As I'm speaking with you, and as I said yesterday, that you have for now universities in KwaZulu-Natal and the Vet University of Tenge on the strike. You are going to see many university joining because issues that crisis are issues that are common.
All right, Luyanda, I just want to get your reaction to what we know has happened. We know about the death of that student there at the Steve Biko campus. I'd like to know just how SASCO views that and also whether you support the hunger strike that that students at WITS are going on.
Yes, we support actually we're not supporting, we are leading. You see, there is difference between supporting and leading. We have initiated the protest. It's us, the South African Student Congress, who initiated the protest. People who are leading this particular protest are people who are coming from our structures, are people who are deployed by us in SRC. On the issue of the death of students in DUT, it is an unfortunate situation. We condemn the militarization done by security in campus, of course given mandate by the managers who actually lazy and lack that visibility of going to students and discuss with them and solving problems that are affecting students in campus. We are condemning such an element from the management of this institution. We send our condolences to the family and friends of the students. It is an unfortunate situation that a student, while you are in pursuit to get proper free quality education in this particular protest, instead of getting our demand, we will lose one of us as students. It's an unfortunate situation, and we condemn that particular element by both management, and we also condemn the utterances by the Minister of Higher Education, who is undermining the plight of students and say there are no necessary issues that students are fighting for.
Now, Luyanda, very briefly, you said SASCO is leading this protest. We, of course, know that on campus there are other formations, other organizations that have got members as well. Are they also supporting SASCO's protests?
Yeah, they are in support. Look, when we're going to a protest, it is our tradition as an organization that we would mobilize all student formation in campus so that they join, because the strike is a strike that is affecting students. It's a strike that must address student aspiration. That's why then we would mobilize each and everyone in campus, regardless of a political cap. Each and everyone who is a student would go to a mass meeting, would go to meetings in campuses as an organization and say this particular issue is an issue that is affecting generally the student population, is not affecting political caps. That's why we would then encourage all political formation during the protest.
Now, Luyanda, in light of what we saw, I mean, you've already had one death for this protest that has started this week.
Come again?
We've already seen one death now as a result of the protest this week. What is your message to the students who are protesting? Like you say, you are leading the protest. What do you say to them? Because this cannot be okay that somebody dies during a protest. I'd like to know from you, what are you saying to them about how we protest, who you get into scuffles with, or how you deal with situations like that, so you don't see this happen again?
Yeah. What we can say to students is that, one, students must unite. They have nothing to lose but their chain. So there is no need for them to be divided in this particular protest. Secondly, students need to actually protest in a manner in which they are not going to touch any property of the institution. They are not going to vandalize, because the property of the institution is the property that they are going to need after they have finished to strike, after they have got the demands that they want. So we are saying to students that they must unite, they must not vandalize, they must strike in a manner in which is going to make management and government to feel that they are in protest, but with no tampering of the properties of the institution.
Luyanda, yesterday when we spoke to you, we were talking to you on the back of reports that there might have been discussions between various university management and SRCs and your organization to try and resolve this. Where is that process at? Are there talks going on? Are you hearing from university management and the various campuses about how to resolve this?
Yeah, the third part is that instead of university management to come and speak with us, as I said to you yesterday, that we are an organization that before it goes to a protest, it encourages, it deploys to SRC, it encourages structures across the country that we must sit down on the tables, we must sit in boardrooms and discuss issues. Unfortunately, as I said yesterday, we are dealing with incompetent managers of these institutions. We are dealing with people who are dishonest, people whom we sit down and agree on issues. Tomorrow they are saying a different story, totally different to what we have agreed in the meeting. So I'm saying to you, it is unfortunate that we, in the process of protest, we would receive a communique from the management or from a VC of a certain university that says the academic progress or the academic activities of a university are stopped up until further notice. But you would find out that communication is a communication that is just issued by the university without meeting with us. Instead of coming and meet with us and try to discuss and find out what can be an amicable solution, a long-term or short-term solution, so that we can go back to classes and discuss and actually deliver to what we are saying they must deliver on. In some other cases, and be honest to the resolution that we have taken already in other institutions. For example, in the situation of that, you have a situation where the management is meeting with the SRC and they agree on a number of issues, but the following day, the management, the same management that was in the meeting with the SRC, is actually dishonest and not implementing what we have agreed.
All right, thanks very much for your time there, SASCO Deputy President Luyanda Tenge on the line, just giving us an update on countrywide, I suppose, a protest that we're seeing at tertiary institutions.